Imagine spending 20 years being nice to everyone and still being the first person they disrespect. Not because you did something wrong, because you never made them feel like there would be a cost for doing something wrong. You smiled through the disrespect. You laughed off the insults. You stayed calm when you should have stood up. You kept showing up for people who never once asked, are we treating this person right? And now you wonder, why does nobody respect me? Here is the truth nobody teaches you early enough. Respect is not a gift. It is not something people hand you because you are kind, quiet, or agreeable. Respect is a response. It is what people give you after they learn what happens when they don't. Being liked and being respected are not the same thing. You can be liked and still be used. You can be liked and still be ignored when it matters. You can be liked and still be the last person considered and the first person forgotten. But respect changes how people speak to you. Respect changes who gets interrupted in the room and who doesn't. Respect changes whose time is treated as valuable and whose time is treated as free. And here is what nobody tells you. You teach people how to treat you every single day. Not with what you say, but with what you allow. Every time you accept disrespect and say nothing, you are teaching. Every time you shrink yourself to keep the peace, you are teaching. Every time you let someone talk down to you because you didn't want to make it a whole thing, you are teaching them exactly how far they can go next time. People do not usually think, I will disrespect this person today. They simply do what has always worked. And if silence has always worked on you, silence is what they will keep using. This is not about becoming aggressive. It is not about arguing with everyone who looks at you wrong. Respect is not loud. Respect is not about proving a point in front of a crowd. Respect is about consistency. It is about becoming a person whose no means no, whose boundaries do not move depending on who is testing them, and whose calm is not confused with weakness. Now, before we go further, pause for a second. If this is describing a relationship, a friendship, or a workplace you are sitting in right now, subscribe to this channel. Because this is where we talk about self-worth, boundaries, and becoming someone people cannot walk over. Share this with someone who keeps giving their respect away for free and getting nothing back. Let's talk about where this starts. It starts with how you treat yourself when nobody is watching. If you cancel your own plans for everyone else's convenience, you are teaching yourself that your time is optional. If you apologize for things that were never your fault, you are teaching yourself that your peace comes second. If you accept the bare minimum and call it enough, you are teaching yourself to expect less than you deserve. Self-respect is not loud either. It is private. It looks like keeping a promise to yourself even when nobody would have noticed if you broke it. It looks like finishing what you started, not because someone is checking, but because your word matters to you. And once you respect yourself in private, something shifts in public. You stop over-explaining. You stop shrinking. You stop performing likability at the cost of your dignity. Because here is the pattern almost nobody names. People do not respect potential. They respect boundaries. They do not respect how much you can tolerate. They respect what you will no longer tolerate. Think about the people you respect most in your own life. It is rarely the person who agreed with everything. It is the person who told you the truth even when it was uncomfortable. It is the person who left a conversation instead of accepting disrespect. It is the person who did not chase, beg, or over-explain their worth. That is not coldness. That is clarity. And clarity is magnetic because most people are starving for someone who actually means what they say. Respect is also built in the moments you do not announce. It looks like leaving a conversation calmly instead of raising your voice. It looks like saying, that doesn't work for me without a paragraph of justification. It looks like not chasing people who keep making you feel small. It looks like walking away from a table where your presence was tolerated, not valued. Nobody claps when you finally stop begging to be treated right. Nobody gives you an award for setting a boundary and holding it. Nobody sees the version of you that almost went back to old patterns and chose not to. But those private decisions are exactly what build the reputation people eventually respect you for. Respect is never demanded successfully in the heat of an argument. It is built quietly, decision by decision, boundary by boundary, until people simply know this person does not accept less than they deserve. This also means you must stop confusing access with loyalty. Just because someone has had access to you for years does not mean they have earned continued access. Time does not automatically earn respect. Behavior does. If someone has had 10 years to show you basic decency and still hasn't, 10 more years will not change that. What changes it is you deciding that access to you comes with expectations, not just history. This is uncomfortable, especially with family, old friends, or people you've loved for a long time. But ask yourself honestly, if a stranger treated you the way this person treats you, would you allow it? If the answer is no, then familiarity is not a good enough reason to keep accepting it. Respect also requires you to stop over-explaining your decisions to people who were never going to accept them anyway. You do not owe everyone a defense. You do not owe everyone a reason. Some people do not need an explanation. They need a decision. The moment you stop justifying every boundary, you stop giving people room to negotiate your worth down. So ask yourself today, where have I been asking for respect instead of building it? Where have I confused being agreeable with being valuable? Where have I allowed history, guilt, or fear of conflict to override what I actually deserve again and again until it started to feel normal? Do not judge yourself for the past. You did not know what you know now. Just notice. Awareness is where the shift begins, quietly, without drama, without needing to explain yourself to anyone. Then take one action, one boundary you actually hold this time, not just announce. One conversation where you stop over-explaining, where you let your answer be enough. One relationship where you stop chasing someone who has made it clear in 100 small ways that they are not chasing back. One moment where you choose your dignity over being liked, because here is what is true. The people who genuinely value you will respect you more when you stop shrinking, not less. Real respect grows when you stand up straighter, not when you make yourself smaller to keep the peace. And the people who only valued your silence, your convenience, your endless patience, they will show you exactly who they were the moment you stop being silent. Let it be revealing instead of devastating. Let it be information instead of heartbreak. Your standards will filter your life for you if you let them do their job. So today, choose boundaries without guilt. Choose your dignity without apology. Choose the version of you that does not perform for approval, because that version, the honest one, the unshrinking one, is the one people actually respect. And if this video spoke to you, do 3 things right now. Like it so more people can hear this message. Subscribe for more videos on self-worth, boundaries, and becoming unshakable. And comment one word below, earned. Because from this moment forward, your respect is not something you beg for. It is something you build. And once you build it, nobody can hand it to you or take it away because you already own it.